Regardless of what your beliefs are, what you cannot do is physically attack a member of Congress or their immediate family.
And now at 5, a federal jury returning a guilty verdict in the case against David DePape, the man who broke into Nancy Pelosi's home seeking to hold her hostage and attacked her husband with a hammer. He was convicted today of attempted kidnapping of a federal official and assault on the immediate family member of a federal official. Good evening. I'm Christina Rendon.
And I'm Julie Hayner. KTVU's Christian Kaftan was inside the courtroom. He joins us now live with more details on how the jury ruled. Christian.
Yeah, it took the jury about 7 hours to reach their verdict after a week-long trial. The jury finding David DePape guilty of attempting to kidnap former Speaker Nancy Pelosi and hitting her husband in the head with a hammer. After an afternoon and morning of deliberating, a federal jury found David DePape guilty of 2 federal crimes. The United States Attorney for the Northern District of California saying after the verdict that sent a message that everyone is free to believe what they want, but not act however they please.
What this guilty verdict on all counts sends is a clear message that regardless of what your beliefs are, what you cannot do is physically attack a member of Congress or their immediate family for their performance in their job.
By the U.S. Attorney's side, the prosecutor in the DePape case. She argued that DePape intended to kidnap Nancy Pelosi last October, and when he couldn't find her, beat her husband Paul Pelosi with the same hammer he used to break into their San Francisco home. Over the course of the 4-day trial, prosecutors painted a picture of a man who knew full well what he was doing and targeted the prominent Democrat and her family. David Levine from the University of California San Francisco School of Law saying that argument won the day.
The vast balance of the evidence was that he was going after her because she was Speaker of the House and a very prominent federal official, not just a randomly famous person.
DePape's defense team calling the accused to the stand to expand on his belief in a vast conspiracy involving child sex trafficking and efforts to block the election of former President Donald Trump. The defense not arguing the fact, but saying it was those theories that were the motivation, and saying since those motives did not involve the former speaker's official duties in Congress, this incident didn't meet the criteria of a federal crime. Levine says with video evidence and a confession, the defense didn't have a lot of other options.
Somebody might have bought it to do that. They might have done that for sure. It's just they didn't. They didn't buy it in this case.
Sentencing is in the hands of the judge in this case. DePape could face decades in prison. He's due back in federal court for a hearing next month. Meanwhile, DePape also facing a trial in San Francisco Superior Court for attempted murder and assault. His next scheduled court appearance in Superior Court to face those charges also set for later this month. We're live in San Francisco. Christian Kaftan, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Christian, thank you. The office of the former Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, released a statement in response to the verdict. It reads, in part, the Pelosi family is very proud of their pop, who demonstrated extraordinary composure and courage on the night of the attack a year ago and in the courtroom this week. Thankfully, Mr. Pelosi continues to make progress in his recovery.